Hey there, welcome to Thursdays at 3 live with Darlene, my Darlene Stampin' Spot Facebook page. I think I've got everything set up and I had no hiccups this time, so yeah, so that's winning. I think I might have figured it out for today at least. I'm gonna wait just a few seconds to see if anybody's gonna join me. I've shared this over on my personal Facebook page, and yeah, okay, so I did share it. Okay, great, cool. So this is my last live video for the month of July. The designer series paper sale is ending on Tuesday the 31st. That's what I've been showcasing all month long, and in my opinion I'm saving the best for last. And it wasn't really planned that way, but we are going to do a Christmas project today with the only Christmas paper that is in our annual catalog. I love it, but it's the only one we have. And that's usually the case. Stampin' Up! Usually gives us one pack of Christmas paper in the annual catalog. But exciting stuff is getting ready to happen for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators first. As a perk, on Monday, July 30th, all demonstrators will be able to view a PDF of the holiday catalog. Oh my gosh, I'm so stinking excited. It's my favorite catalog. I love Christmas with Stampin' Up! And I do a lot of craft fairs, and I make homemade gifts and packaging and all different kinds of things like that. But I think my most favorite is actually the Halloween stuff. I go a little crazy. Hey there, A to K. I'm so glad you're joining me. So yeah, so the actual catalog goes live to demonstrators on Wednesday the 1st, and there's still time for you to join my team and get those 10 free ink pads, plus you'll be able to order a month earlier from the holiday catalog than everybody else. It's just another perk of being a demonstrator. And of course that's special with the ink pads. That all ends on Tuesday the 31st. So if you have any questions about that, or if you want to talk more about that, I'd be glad to help. Just email me, Darlene darlenestampinspot@gmail.com, or you can just message me here on Facebook. And hey Cheryl, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I'm going to start with showing you this paper. This is actually a 12 by 12 pack of paper, but this is from part of a paper share that I had left, and so I've just been using these. And these were just cut down to 6 by 6 pieces. And the project that we're making today uses a 6 by 6 piece of paper. So if you were participating in a paper share and wondering what you could do with those 6 by 6 pieces, here's a cute little bag that I'm going to show you. Hey Jennifer, I've got some of my team on here and some of my teammates, just some Stampin' friends. That's so awesome. Thanks guys for joining me. So this is the Under the Mistletoe Designer Series paper. It's really pretty. The main colors in it are Early Espresso, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Real Red, Shaded Spruce, and Whisper White. It's a beautiful pack of paper, don't get me wrong. I just like to have more choices when the holiday catalog comes out. So it's a very pretty pack of paper. I love this one. This is so pretty. Look at that fun dots on the back one. This one's pretty as well. I like them all. I don't think there's a pattern in here that I don't like. And if there is, maybe sometimes if you don't quite like the A side, maybe you'll like the B side. Like this is more bold and screams, you know, poinsettias, Christmas flowers to me. But if you didn't care for that, you can use this plaid, and you can use this all year long. That doesn't scream Christmas. Same with this plaid. I love plaid stripes and polka dots and designer series paper. My faves. And I love this old olive in here, and that's got that dark, the early espresso in there with those thin pinstriping. It's gorgeous. And look how cute this is with the little reindeer. And this is actually, this is the piece that we're using today. We're gonna use this side of it though. So we're making what is, it's a bag that has a square bottom. I think some people will call them self-closing bags. And that simply means is because I think I have too much candy in here. Let me see what happens if I pull one out. Well, anyway, the idea is that, there we go. It closes by itself. I just had one too many candy, one too many Rolos in here. I didn't have any candy in my house either, so I had to raid my box of Halloween candy that says do not eat or eat at your own risk because it's old. And I just keep it around for, you know, purposes of when I'm making treat holders and stuff. I need to be able to figure out what fits into what. So this is the bag that we're gonna make. And I love it. I think it's so stinking cute. Let me see, before we do that, let me tell you that if you comment on my video during the live feed, you get entered for a chance to win my a little gift from me. And this was last week's prize, these fun sprinkles embellishments, and the winner of that was Jessica Ritchie. So Jessica, I don't think you're on here, but if you catch this live, or not live, if you catch it later, I'll also reach out to you and send you a Facebook message. I just need to get your address so that I can send these in the mail to you. So thanks so much. Oh, I love it too, Ada K. The paper is really, really pretty. Tons of fun. Okay, so the prize this week, I have a package of the Shimmer Ribbon. It's a combo pack. This was actually from Celebration. We've got Bermuda Bay, Basic Gray, and Calypso Coral. Hey, Beverly. And there are 3 different widths of the ribbon. And so this is what I'm giving away today. And all you have to do is comment during the live video. And I would love it if you would also share the video too. If you think somebody would like the projects and my style of the things that I've been making, I would love to have, you know, some more people watching us. I think right now I'm really excited. There's like 5 of y'all, and this is the most I've ever had, so I'm really excited. Okay, so I showed you the paper. Now, the other thing too is that there are quite a few Christmas stamps in the annual catalog, and I haven't purchased any new ones, but so I'm going to choose this one that was in the holiday catalog last year, and it's carried over. And it's really, really cute. There's lots to be able to do with this one. It's a red rubber stamp set, so it's available in wood mount or clear mount. And we're gonna just use this Merry and Bright right here, and then we're gonna use this little cluster of, I think they're just little dots. I thought they were stars. But yeah, just really cute for a cute little tag, okay? So let me see. There we go. I also wanted to show this to you. We're using, this is the Shaded Spruce Metallic Ribbon, and it actually comes in a combo pack with Shaded Spruce and, I have it right here, Petal Pink. So you get both of these for $9, and they're 5 yards of each. And we've got, let's see, 1/8 inch ribbon for the Shaded Spruce, and then the Petal Pink is a 1/4 inch. But we're using the Shaded Spruce today. And we're going to be using gold binder clips, and I just keep them in a little jar. I think they look pretty up on my shelf where my stamp sets and stuff are. So we're using our gold library clip and a few punches, and it's a pretty simple project. It's going to come together fairly quickly. And let's get started. So we've got our 6x6 piece of paper, and okay, hang on, okay, gotcha. I'm getting sidetracked reading comments, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in our Simply Scored scoring tool. And you want it when you're using our designer paper, in this pack in particular, it's pretty thick weight, it's good. But you wanna use the larger end of the stylus tool and not apply a whole lot of pressure because you can rip right through this. So just, you know, have a light hand. And our first score is going to be at 1 3/8. Okay. And then we're going to rotate it clockwise. And you know what? Let me rotate it the other way so that I can show you. If you had a pattern that was directional, like it had an obvious up and down, we're here at 1 3/8. You're going to turn it to the left counterclockwise, and so now your pattern is facing up, and then that way you won't have sideways Christmas trees or whatever happens to be on your paper. Okay, so now we're going to I'm putting it back up here, and there's a reason that I'm doing that. You probably cannot see this score line here, but what I'm going to do, when you score, I've done right here, okay, and then what you would do was you would then fold away from that score, okay? When I'm using these types of designer paper, and I do it sometimes with cardstock too, you want to kind of give it a fold both ways, and that way, I like to do it this way first, which is, I guess, the wrong way, and then come in and do it this way. That way, if you did happen to get any cracking of the paper, it's going to be on the inside of your project and nobody's ever going to see it, okay? So with that score line across the top, our first measurement is 1 3/8, but we're only going to go down to that first score line, okay? And then at 2 3/4, we're going to go all the way. 4 1/8 just to the score line, and then 5 1/2 all the way. And let me just make sure that I've gotten those all the way. It's hard to see. That one and that one. Okay, and that's it. That's all the scoring we're gonna do. I'm not gonna use a bone folder with this. It doesn't, this actual project doesn't really need it. But again, here's my score line, here's the indentation, and we're gonna fold away from it and into it. Actually, back on itself, sorry, and then away from it, okay? And let's see, you've got one more we're gonna do that too, so we're gonna go back onto it, so I hope that makes sense. And then we're gonna go away from it, okay? And you don't need to worry about the little par scores that we did here, okay? So now, let me see which side is easier for you to see. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm not sure that you can, so maybe next time I'll remember to make like a template so y'all will be able to see it. So this is the, this is gonna end up being your glue tab. So this is the score line, that 1 3/8 that went all the way across. This is the bottom of the bag. What you're gonna do is just cut this at a little bit of an angle, and then we're just gonna completely remove this little rectangle here. Okay? And then we're just going to cut up the rest of those score lines just to that horizontal score line. And now I'm having trouble seeing where those score lines are. Here it is. And we're just gonna cut up here. You wanna try to cut straight. This is how, it will help when you fold in your flaps to form that square shape on the bottom of your bag. Okay, and that's it. That's trash. Okay, so for 3D projects, this is gonna be, it's gonna be a little weird for me. This is gonna be the first year of making these that I don't have fast fuse, which is a really strong adhesive tape runner that we used to carry, but we no longer carry it anymore. So, this is our tear and tape, and it is just as strong, and it's gonna do the job. And so what you want to do is kind of get right up to the score line, and you're just gonna run this down, and then I just take one of the smaller, but well, this one's easier for me to hold on to. This is the G block, and where I want to tear the tape, I just put it there and then I can pull like that. And then it saves me from having to put it down, get my scissors, snip it off, pick it back up. I don't know, just because I'm usually mass producing these kinds of things and I am looking for shortcuts all the time. Okay, so this is gonna come around like that and form our box. And let me see, this is gonna be our, this is the last tab right here. So what we're gonna do is put some tear and tape. And you wanna be careful not to, make sure that if you do it this way, that your block is all the way up into where you want it to tear. Otherwise you'll tear your paper, which I did a smidge right here on that tab, but it's okay. And let me see, yeah. So we're gonna do it to these first 3 tabs down here. Now you could also use your Tombow, your wet glue. Just, you know, takes a little bit to dry, but I do use Tombow in 3D projects a lot, especially when we're making boxes. Okay. And then the trick with tear and tape is you just take your bone folder and kind of just rub it across where you have laid that tape down, and it'll help you to release that paper backing that exposes the adhesive. So I like to get my paper piercer, save your manicure, right? Come up in here, remove that, and then this is just going to fold right onto itself. Okay, and give that a good little crease right there. Make sure that it's adhered. Okay, so now this is the back of the box because that's where that seam is. So what we're gonna do, let me see, yeah, so this is the, oops, went a little too far with the tear and tape there, but that's okay. Just cut it. Okay. Okay, so now we can take the backing off of these. Again, I find that I have an easier time getting off if I go in from the sides rather than trying to go right at the end. It sometimes doesn't really work for me. So I just kind of go in on the side. I'm going to pull all of these backings off of here. Whoops. Well, that one's going to be stubborn, huh? There we go. Okay. Take these off. Okay. And so now we have, here we go. This is the one without any adhesive. This is going to go down first. Now you can see that the bag is already forming that square bottom, okay? But that's because the way that I'm holding the bag. If I let go of it, see how it's kind of goes into more of the, like a diamond shape. It actually looks like our Taylor Tag Punch shape, huh? Anyway, so you're gonna have to manipulate this a little bit and just tell the paper where you want it to go. So you're gonna put this side down first, the one without any adhesive. And then as you're bringing one of the sides over, it doesn't matter which side you do first. You just want to make sure that you've got this squared up when you bring this piece down. And it's not going to fight you a whole lot. Okay, so now that's squared. Yep. So then you're going to bring over the other piece, the other side, and I got this I'm a little off right there, but it's okay. I'm gonna bring this one up. Our box is still square even though I got a little bit over to the side a little bit. And then this is your last tab. It's gonna come down like this. And then stick something down in there that you can kind of press all of that together. And then that should close like that. Oops, well, I don't have any candy in it, but let's see if it's gonna close. I don't think it's gonna close because there's no candy in there. So we'll figure that out in a second. Okay, so let's do some stamping. I've got just a scrap of shaded spruce, a scrap of our gold glimmer paper, and then this is a scrap of our Whisper White. Let's see, we're using, let me clean this up. We're using shaded spruce and real red ink. And if you haven't seen before, this is the newly designed stamp pad that Stampin' Up! Came out with in June when our annual catalog went live. And to open this, you're just going to pull it up. Some people say like a compact. I say like my boyfriend's old flip phone that he still carries around for work. I have to tease him. Anyway, and then you just slide that right in. Okay, and then this is still the old style. I'm not replacing my ink pads right away. So let's see, we are going to, I've got that Merry and Bright sentiment. I'm gonna ink that up, and we're punching this out with a circle, so I'm gonna go up just a little bit. And especially with red inks, I'm not applying hardly any pressure at all, but you wanna give it a chance to have that ink soak into our paper. Our ink was made to soak into this paper. You just have to let it do what it wants to do. And then we're just gonna pick it up. And look at that, it's so stinking pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, I've got my Simply Chamois off camera over here and clean that up. And then I am going to punch it first, so then that way I can see exactly where I wanna put my the little sprinkling of those little fun dots. So this is gonna fit perfectly edge to edge between the M and the and we're just gonna give that a punch. I've got it lined up, so now I can set it down on the table and punch like that. Okay. If you're new or you don't know me, I struggle with arm pain, and particularly my right hand. And so that was just, it's a way for me to be able to use my punches a little easier. And of course, you know, you can hold it up like this and put your cardstock in and then, you know, crunch like that. I don't have the strength in my hands sometimes to do that. So it's just a different way to use your products, your tools, make them work for you. And this is our, I'm sorry, the Whisper White we cut out with a 1.5 inch circle. This is the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And then I'm gonna bring in the 2 inch circle punch, and we're gonna get our last circle out of the gold glimmer. Okay, and that's all the punching. Okay, now I wanna bring back in my little sentiment here, and I've got that little sprinkling of dots kind of pattern. And I just wanted to do something to fill in this, you know, the white space. And I'm actually, let me just bring this over because I'm going to stamp off. I don't want to. Okay, and then I thought one looked kind of cute right down there. And it, like I said, it's just to fill up that that white space. I'm gonna put that over there with my Simply Chamois, clean it later. Okay, we're gonna close ink pad so Darlene doesn't end up with her hand or her elbow or whatever in it, because it happens. Okay, so to put these together, we're going to use dimensionals on all of the layers. And so we can turn these over. Now this is the type of thing that I will make for craft fairs. So I use a little bit of extra adhesive because they're going to be handled. People are going to pick them up, they're going to look at them, and I certainly don't want anything falling off. How embarrassing would that be? So I'm just using 3. And as you're putting it down, if you will kind of just press your thumb into that backing, it helps to lift it up, and that's going to make it easier for you to get those little backings off of there, okay? And now this one, we are just going to do top and bottom. We just want to have a straight line of that because that way it's going to go on the bag like this, and this will be the sides will be loose. Okay, so we're speaking of those backings. Let's peel those off. Okay, and oops, last one. Okay, now I'm just going to put the clip on just for a sec, just to kind of gauge where I want to put my little sentiment here. Okay, so this is going up and down, and I think it looks cute right there. And see how the bag is, this is not going to sit flush on it because it's rounded here, so that's why I didn't put any adhesive there. Okay, and then we're going to come in with the shaded spruce, and we'll put that right on top of the circle. Give it a good press, and finally with our Merry and Bright. Okay, and then I'm going to show you, I've got, well, there's one on the floor. I just have some more of those old Rolos, and I think we said 6. I think 6 is what we figured out will fit in here. You could also use Hershey Kisses. Oh, thanks, Beverly. You know, I'm full of little tips. I love sharing them too. So anything to make your, you know, your stamping experience not necessarily better, but you know, to get the most use out of your projects and to be able to the most efficient way to be stamping so that you can get more stamping time in and you're not you know, struggling with using a product or a technique or something. So yeah, I'm always glad to share tips. So I've got that shaded spruce ribbon, and I have just tied itty bitty bow, I think. And let's see, I think I want fairly long with the tails here. I think it looks pretty. Okay, and let's see, let's put the rest of this back. And I'm looking for my glue dots. We're gonna stick the knot of the bow right there on that glue dot. And what did I do with my paper piercer? There it is, my little bucket. Okay, and so then I'm just gonna kind of going underneath the glue dot and underneath that knot so I can pick that up. Because you don't want to handle the actual glue dot because it'll lose its stickiness. You really don't want to be handling it like that, okay? And then we're just gonna set this right on top of this library clip. And there you go. And that's the cute little project for today. What do you guys think? Oops. Okie dokie. All right, well, I don't see any questions or anything or comments that I missed. Again, this is the, well, it's the last Facebook Live for the month of July while we have the Designer Series paper on sale. Thanks, Beverly. I'm so glad you love it. That sale ends on Tuesday. It's the buy 3 packs, get 1 free. And I will leave a post in the comments here that will take you over there to my online store so you can see we've got 10 different packs that are included in that special. And let me just bring in the other one that I made earlier. And let's see, July 30th for demonstrators, the holiday catalog PDF will be available. And we get to start ordering on Wednesday, August 1st, and I'm so excited. That's another July promotion too, is it if you join Stampin' Up, You get $125 worth of product for just 99 bucks. And you also get from Stampin' Up! For free 10 ink pads that are in that new style of that shaded spruce like I showed you, like this one. So you get, there's 10 colors in each of the 5 families, and so you get to pick. If this happens to be in the Regals along with the Real Red, those are both in the Regals collection, so you get all 10 Regals or all 10 Brights, or we've got subtles and neutrals, and then 10 of the in colors. So that join special ends on Tuesday, July 31st. If you have any question about anything, any of the products that I used today, or about joining my team or anything Stampin' Up!, you can email me at darlenestampinspot@gmail.com. And in one of your words, oh, A to K. I think I do say that that's stinking cute. I say that a lot, I think. But it is, and I just love it. Yeah, so message me here on Facebook or email me, and I'd be glad to answer any questions for you. All right, guys, I will see you next Thursday at 3. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.